Alison Merlin.
Changing formation now to a tail chase. Temora Aviation Museum. There are only 2 Spitfires flying in Australia at the present time, and both of those are part of that Temora collection.
And it really is a lovely sound. I just really love hearing it every show.
Yeah, to think it was only 1975 that we were given approval to actually fly these warbirds. Apart from government contracts, there were a couple of Mustangs and Sea Fury doing that radar calibration and gun laying. Nobody else could fly them. Curtis design, the Hawk 75, or the P-36 as it was known. It was a radial engine fighter, and basically all they did was pull that radial engine out when the Allison V12 became available and fitted it in the same airframe. Incredibly strong wing, made up of about 5 different spars. In the early models, the Allison was very long because the reduction gear on the front of the engine behind the propeller was a much bigger affair than it was on the later model Allisons. About 1,250 horsepower V12. Produced principally in 4 variants. The B and C model, which was the very early ones with the long streamlined nose, but still had the radiator and oil coolers under the nose. The E model, which was very much similar to what you see here, with the revised nose profile. The F and the L model, which was fitted with the Rolls-Royce Merlin, and it was very much lightened, trying to get a bit more performance out of the aircraft. That was actually referred to by some people as the Gypsy Rose Lee. You know, she was a burlesque dancer, and they'd strip the aircraft out to make it lighter. So, and then the final production variant was the N, which had a longer glasshouse canopy, slightly longer fuselage. The early N's had the short fuselage. We operated over 700 of these with the RAAF, different models, throughout the Pacific campaign.
Well, Paul tells me that of all the warbirds he's had the privilege to fly, he considers this P-40E to be the nicest one. Although you do have to be on your toes, pretty much literally, when you're landing it. It's got that shorter fuselage, so you can't really let your game down until you're actually taxied in and shut down and the chocks have been put in.
Jack McDonald, one of the most highly experienced of their early warbird pilots. He's flown Mustang, Spitfire, P-40, Sea Fury, and his favourite's the P-40 as well. Clive Caldwell, RAAF pilot. He is the highest scoring P-40 ace of all of the P-40 operating countries, with 20.5. It actually would have been 21.5, but he shot down a Cant bomber, but there was no film of it actually being shot down. other guys like Robert DeHaven from the US, Kuznetsov, the Russians like them very much.
They're big fans of the P-40. And I believe that this one's painted in the colour scheme of Bobby Gibbs' aircraft, and then he actually managed to, they got him to see the aircraft before he passed away, and he signed the cowling.
Yeah, this is in the markings of number 3 squadron with which Bobby flew. CV is the squadron code for 3 squadron, and V for victory was Bobby's individual aircraft code. He even carried that on his Spitfire.
Like in the RAF in World War II, Douglas Martin and DB.
Correct. One of the great exponents as well for the Kiwis was a guy called Jeff Fiskin, the Wairarapa Wildcat. This is the last pass by the P-40.
And this aircraft was former New Zealand one, thought to have been with their 15th squadron in Tonga.
This is the second P-40 that has been owned and operated by Cole and Ross Pay. The very first aircraft was one that was pulled out